Great. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of this Ttox out over here. And I hope all of you did enjoy yesterday, right? So how many of you were there yesterday? Yeah? Okay, great. People those who were there yesterday, I think it was a very enriching talk, right? Great. So let's start with day 2. It's my privilege to introduce the speaker. She's someone who's super enthusiastic, wanting to make a difference to people's lives, and at the same time is also a counselor with 20 years of work experience in the corporate. And here in Leela Gurukulam, she is a play-oriented immersion to nurture talent coach. And at the same time, she's also a golden period educator. And a lot of parents reach out to her. And when she is there, she actually holds a space for transformation to happen for both kids and for parents. Without further ado, let me introduce Subhashnima. Subhashnima, over to you. Can we give a round of applause, please? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Shivoham, everyone. Namaste. Before starting, let me say my pranam to Babaji, Meerama, and all the rishis of Bharata, and to Devi Ma. So I'll start my session. So I hope you all are aware of the topic that I'm going to take, right? So I think this is a topic which is very close to everybody's heart. I can confidently say that, and it is very close to my heart also. So I remember the first time when I heard about this, I heard it when Meerama was taking the session. I was completely emotional and immersed into it. It was so amazing the way Meerama did it. I hope I'm able to do justice in the same way. So let's just go ahead. So I'll start with a small story. The story has got multiple versions. I'll tell you one version that I like. Okay. So the story goes like this. This is a story which happens between Devi Meenakshi and Shankara'S. So Devi Meenakshi, you know the temple, the famous Meenakshi Devi temple. So where is it located? Madurai, right? So Devi is a goddess of war. Okay, she was a goddess of war. So she was very ferocious at a particular moment. So she was so ferocious that every day evening, the Sayankala, she comes out for her sanchara, and whomever she sees on the way, she kills and she used to eat them. She was so angry and she was so ferocious. So there came a point that people were so scared to step out of their house. So by evening, they will get inside, lock themselves inside, and nobody was confident enough to step outside. So the situation went like this. So at that time, our Shankara'S, who was very young, he heard about this and he really wanted to know what is going on. Devi, she's the mother of everybody, right? So how can a mother be like this? She's the ever gracious. She's full of love. How can be a mother like this? So what he did, he came down. He came down to the temple. He visited the temple. So it was the time of that Sayankala, that evening time. So they were ready to close the temple and everybody were telling Shankara'S, it is time you have to step out. Otherwise, you won't be able to see tomorrow. But he was very confident, no, this is my mother. I will stay back. I want to see Devi. Okay. So everybody left the temple. The temple was closed. And Shankara'S was sitting inside, in front of the Garbhagriha. He was meditating on Devi. So the time came, so Devi just opened her eyes. So she was about to move and she noticed the little Shankara sitting there. And the moment he knew that Devi is awake, you know what he did? He was not scared. He started chanting Devi's stutis. Different shlokas, and songs, he started singing. Devi was so impressed. She liked the way that he was singing the song. She was so impressed. So she told Shankara, I like the way you sing song. I'm so impressed by the way you're singing song, but that's fine. Now you can go. Since I'm impressed and I like the way you're singing song, I'm not going to eat you. Okay, I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to eat you. You can go away. So that's what Devi told. But Shankara'S said, Ma, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you like the way I'm singing songs. I'm so happy that you liked everything. But I have a request. Will you please play a game with me? So that is the request that little Shankara had for the Devi. So Devi was like, you know Devi, right? She's full of Leela. She was like, what? Game? do you want me to play a game with you? And she started laughing, okay? So Shankara was like, yes, ma. I took sainthood when I was so young. When he was almost 8 years old, he became a sannyasi. So I never got an opportunity to play much in my life. But now, seeing you, mother, I want to play a game with you. Will you please play a game with me? So Devi was like, but why to play a game with you? Even the Shankara who plays game with me, he has never even won once. Every time I play with him, it is me who wins. Now, do you really want to play with me? So Shankara was like, Ma, I'm not at all bothered about winning this game. All I'm bothered is to enjoy the game that I'm going to play with you. Will you please play with me? So Ma was like, okay. But every game has got some purpose, no? So normally when Ma plays with Shankara, every time after the game, something evolves out of it. So she was asking like, now what do we keep as a bet in this? Okay, so Shankara was like, Ma, I will tell you. If you win the game, you can eat me. You can kill me. I'm fine with that. But if I win the game, Ma started laughing, you winning. He was like, Ma, suppose if I win the game, okay, tell me what do you want? Okay. So Shankara was like, Ma, if I win the game, will you come out of this Ugra Rupa and will you become Satvik? You're a mother. Can you come to your Satvik Rupa? That is what Shankara asked Devi Ma. So Devi was like, let's see. She just smiled. Everything is Devi's Leela. So she just smiled and she said, let's see. Okay, so then she said, okay, start preparing the preparation for the game. Let's see what we could do. So Devi, with her power, she got a magical dice, a divine dice, and she gave it to Shankara. So before starting the game, Shankara had one more request to Devi. So he said, Ma, I have a request. While playing this game, can I use some Sankhya's and Shastras? Is it okay? Will you please allow me for that? She is like, whatever you want, you use. Anyway, I'm only going to win, so I'm not bothered. Whatever you want, you use. So Shankara started using the kunkuma, the chandan, the turmeric, whichever was there in the Garbhagriha. He started using that and he started the game. So he rolled his first dice, the game started. So both of them were taking turn. Okay, Shankara and Devi, both of them were taking turn and they were moving the pawns. Okay, so each time Devi was playing, Shankara was chanting a shloka. And he was capturing something, he was drawing something, some patterns he was drawing. So Devi was sitting in her throne at the center of the Garbhagriha and she was playing. Shankara, who was sitting next to Devi, he was drawing some patterns. And each time the Devi rolled the dice, he is drawing some patterns. So there came a point, okay, at one particular point, Devi said, here it is, I have won. Okay, so the game is over, I have won. She was so happy. Shankara said, with all humbleness, he said, Ma, yes, you have won. I completely agree that you have won. But Ma, according to Sankhya's and Shastras, I have won. Devi is like, how come you won? See, where is my pawn? I have only one. So Shankara was like, I completely agree, Ma, you have only one. But according to Sankhya's and Shastras, I have only one. So there are two versions after this. In one version, what they say is, Shankara was able to draw the Sri Yantra. Okay. Shankara was able to draw the Sri Yantra around the Devi. Devi was standing at the center. So he made Devi as the center, the Bindu, and he started drawing Sri Yantra around the Devi so that he has locked Devi inside it. This is one version. In another version, what it says is Shankara was able to capture the pattern of Devi. Completely whatever pattern Devi was using to win a game, so he was able to capture the entire pattern of Devi using a Sri Yantra. Devi was shocked, but she was so impressed by the way Shankara did this. So she said, I'm very happy, I'm so impressed. Even though I have won the game, I'm not going to kill you, I will give you the boon. Now you ask me what you want. I want to fulfill one wish of yours. We know Shankara, right? So Shankara had the same wish. You are the divine mother, the mother of everyone. And you cannot be angry. You cannot be ferocious. So come out of your anger, okay, come out of your anger and grace us with your blessings and love. This is what Shankara asked Devi, and Devi, she fulfilled his wish. So as I said, this story that we listened, it has multiple versions to it. Some say it is the great Shankara himself came down and played the game with Devi. Again, as I told you earlier, there are two versions, what happened after that. So there are so many versions, and this story has been passed down for more than 1,000 years. It came from generations to generations to generation it came. But there is one surprising factor. In every version, it is Devi who wins the game and Shankara ends up with Sri Yantra. Right? So normally what happens when we talk, if it is a gossip or some other story which is passed down like this, what happens is like, after the second person or third person, the version will change. Okay, we start with something, but as the gossip or the story goes, the version keeps changing. But surprisingly, even after 1,000 years, this is the final result. Devi wins the game and Shankara comes up with a Sri Yantra, a structure, the pattern in which Devi played, he made a structure out of it. So let us keep this aside. I will take you through a different part now. So now let us talk about any object that is visible around us. There are a lot of things visible around us that we use on a day-to-day life. And if we go ahead and look at that object, any object around us, everything has got this in common. Man-made object I'm talking about, everything has got this in common. Whatever a human has created, everything has a structure, it has a design, and it has a purpose. Am I right? Everything has got a structure, which we can see, some design in which it has been created, and there is a purpose behind why that object was created. Shall we just check if we know this? What is this? Glass. So anyone can tell me what is the structure or design of it and what is the purpose for which it is created? Anyone? Okay, it's hollow from the inside. Water. Oh. Okay, so one design is a shape, structure it is hollow inside, so it can be used to store water or drink water, store any liquid. Each of us can come with different purpose for that, right? So there is a purpose behind why it is created also, right? And the next one, why it is created, is there a structure, what is the purpose behind it? Okay, if you want to carry a liquid, there is a lid on top, so you can pour it and you can carry it or keep it safe. Okay, so that's the purpose behind it. This is violin. Is there a structure and design behind it? Yes. So what is the purpose of this? Playing music, right? Music is the purpose of it. Okay, now this. Any guess? Yarn, okay. Any other guess? Any other guess? Charaka in Kannada, okay. Anyone else? Have you seen this? What is this? But do you feel this is a charaka? Okay, seeing the wheel, you feel it is a charaka, okay. Anyone else? You feel it's a swinging machine? Okay, I'm not giving the answer now. Let's just hold for a few more minutes. Now, what is this? You've seen it? Okay. Anyone else, you know what it is? Guess, no? Let's just guess. There is nothing we are going to lose with it. It's to measure the gaps, right? Okay. Anyone else? Seeing for the first time. But what it can be, you can guess. You feel it is a musical instrument. Okay. For filing something, we can use it. For fine. Thin, smooth. Right. For filing, you can use it. Okay. Anyone else? Mamtama? Measure? To take measurements, we can use it. Okay. Right. So, shall I reveal what it is? I think there somebody knows. You know it, right? What it is? It's a music. this is a thumb piano. Okay, so this is a thumb piano. Okay, it has a structure, it has a design, it has a purpose. Okay, and the same way, the last slide what we saw, this is the, you were right, swaying machine. Ancient time, this was a sewing machine used at that time. Okay, so the thing is, if we do not know the purpose of it, we get confused, right? So this is an example for that. Sometimes if somebody doesn't know anything about this, like we came out with this can be the purpose, that can be the purpose, but there is some purpose. We make use of it. So anything visible that we see around, the chair, the presenter, the mic, everything has got a design and everything has got a purpose. You all agree with it, right? So then if that is the case, is there a design in the invisible and the abstract things? What do you think? Is there a design? Huh? You feel there is a design in everything? For example, the emotions like gratitude, we have happiness, and then we have anger. Is there a design or structure to all this? Is there a structure? Just think through, is there a structure when we get angry? We all get angry, right? Some point or the other, somewhere or the other, we get angry. But is there a structure to the anger? Everybody feels yes. How about you? Yes. Wait. Sorry? Okay, right. I'm so happy that everybody could come out with answer, because normally as people, we find it difficult to say anger or happiness or love has a structure, because it is spontaneous and we react at the moment, right? But as you all said, if we look deep within, there is a structure which is going on. Something is triggering us. When something triggers, something is happening. But the anger can be short, it can be for a longer duration, right? That differs. And how quickly we are getting angry, that differs. It differs from one person to another person. For a same person, it differs from one moment to another moment, from one instant to another incident, right? It keeps changing. But there is an underlying structure behind it. So whatever we can see, whatever is visible in the world, that also has got a structure. And whatever is invisible in human life, even that has got a structure. Some we realize, some we do not. So at this point, it is time for us to thank our rishis. Especially today we are talking about Shankara'S, because they are helping us. They helped us by bestowing and empowering human life with the structures and process. You will understand it in a small point. Like, what is the emotion you feel when you look at this picture? Do you find any emotion or something going on? Love? You feel there is love in that? Okay. And this? Love? You feel there is love here also? Huh? Okay. So, this is love. No question needed, right? Everybody knows this is love. How about this? Love? Okay. So when you listen to the letters, L-O-V-E, within us also, we relate it to love, right? That particular emotion. And this, why questioning? Everything is love only. So how about this? Are you sure? This is a QR code. This is a barcode. And that is a, what's called? Morse code, right? And right. So what is that? Morse code, what does it mean? No. Instrument creates. You know Morse code, you know to decode it. Okay, fine. So now I'm sure he knows to decode it, but otherwise also, since we are going in flow, everybody know it's going to be love only. Last couple of slides were love, so definitely this is also going to be love only, right? So the love that we spoke about, that can be defined in so many ways. But the energy of that remains the same. Right? The energy of love remains the same. Whoever watches any of this, whatever we saw here, everybody will associate with that feeling love. The same love can be depicted in this way also. This is the yantra of love, which is Anahata yantra. Okay, this is the yantra of love. And you know what this is depicting? This is depicting Krishna. See how everything is interrelated. Okay, that is a structure, and the energy of it also, it is love, and that is depicting Krishna here. So why, what is the purpose of having a yantra over here? I said our rishis have empowered us with some structures and process, right? So this is one among that. So they have empowered us with this yantra. So by using the yantra in the proper form, what happens is, we will be able to expand ourselves. We understand about it completely, and we will be able to expand ourselves. So expansion is what happens if we are going to use this yantra in the right form. So what happens when we expand? For example, now we are talking about love. So if I know this is the structure of love, okay, I don't have to depend on any object or any one particular person to feel or to enjoy love. When we are not equipped with it, we look out for something. Somebody, it can be teddy bear. Somebody, it can be a partner. For someone, it can be your children, right? We look out for an object, or we look out for a person, because we are not equipped with that power internally. But once we get the yantra, once we know this is the structure of love, then automatically we can use it in the right manner, and we get equipped, and we don't have to depend on anything external to get that. The same goes for courage. If you know what is the yantra of courage, just use it properly in the right way, you know. You don't need anyone else. Nobody external needs to motivate you for that. For anything, you know, nobody has to give you confidence. You know you are courageous. You can unleash your complete potential. Same way we have for anger. For anger also we have a yantra. So if you know about it, what happens? Will our anger increase if we are using it properly? Decrease? Right. I'm not sure whether it increase or decrease, but it will not create an impact in me. I may get angry, I may get upset, but that is not going to affect me, because I know the structure of anger. I know how it is coming, how it is getting triggered, how it is going to get reacted outside. So I will not react. I know this is not going to affect me internally. So these are the structures that our rishis have given to us. Now we will come to the topic of the event, board games. Does board games have any structure to it? Sure. Yesterday all were playing a lot of games, right? There is structure to a board game. So I can say the rule book. The rule book tells the structure of the board game, right? What to do, what not to do, what is the goal, and what all you have to achieve. What are plus points, what are minus points. Every game comes with its own rule book, right? So that is the structure for the board game. And this is what we learn when we keep playing a board game. So there is a structure, we learn it, we apply it. So in the process, what happened? It is a structured play that happens when we are playing a game, right? There are set rules, we understand it, we try to decode it, we play. We apply a particular process towards it when we play a board game. And then finally, we create our own approach, strategies. We create our own strategies and approach when we play a particular board game. Each time we play, we come out with different strategy. When I play a game, first time, maybe I was not able to win. But by the time I learned how others are playing, so I make a different strategy this time so that next time I'm able to win. If I'm able to win continuously, then I will come out with a strategy where I can win in a very shorter time. So each time we set up our own goal, we come out with our own strategy when we play a board game, right? So this is what happens. And these board games, whatever we are playing, these are also yantras. Okay, these are also yantra. So each time we play a board game, we are actually playing, or we are applying a yantra in our life. So the more we play, we come out with different strategies, and we learn a lot of things from that. And these strategies, we may not just use for the game that we are playing at that moment. In a real life scenario, when something similar comes, this yantra is already within me, because I have sorted out some issues, so it's already within me. So I will be able to apply myself and solve the problem that I'm going to face in the real life scenario. So this is how board game is helping us to build this yantra. And the gaming mind, this is the most precious thing any human can have, the gaming mind. The more we play, the more structured we are, we are getting more creative. We are opening up ourselves, we are unleashing our complete potential, and we are ready to face anything that comes within. So this is the most precious thing a human can ever have, which needs a structure, which needs games, which needs to play, which needs to figure out, how much capable it is. So every game that we play is Devi, and Devi only will be victorious in that game. And Devi can also be called as a Padadi, a structure, a process. Devi is the process. Because Shankara was able to find out the process, right? With Sri Yantra, that is what he did. He mapped the process or pattern of Devi, right? So that is why whenever we play a game, each time we play, whether we win or not, ultimately Devi wins. There is a strategy that is coming out, and each time we work on the strategy. That's what it is. So that is Devi's, Shankara's game and Devi's victory. So next time when you play, keep that in mind, we are coming out with our own yantras. We are superimposing or redesigning the yantra that we have got within us. So that's it from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Subhashrima, for that wonderful, thought-provoking. I think it left us with some serious thoughts of playing the board games next time. Yes or no? Say yes, no?